You probably heard the news regarding this research report that said people who use LLMs are actually 20% slower than people who don't use them. Now, one of the main things that we talk about here in the show is understanding motivated reasoning. And the organization that came up with this is an org that is kind of, I don't know, AI skeptical, and I think also like alignment aligned. And, just good to understand that background, the fact that they want more attention. So they go with what the current controversy is, and they're basically saying, the research infers that, hey, maybe these LLMs aren't really helping for coding. And so that's what gets the news cycle going. Then I dug deeper, and I was reading the report, unfortunately. And first it starts off with number one. Their sample set of engineers they used for this study was about 16 engineers, which is way too small of a sample set. Second, the engineers who were doing the survey were paid $150 an hour to do this, so there is an incentive for them to stretch things on. Third, they went and got engineers who have 5 years experience in certain open source repos. Repos is just where they have all the code and they maintain projects. And so these people are really good engineers working on very specific tasks that these LLMs haven't been trained on. And so naturally, the LLMs are probably not going to be able to provide them with help on certain use cases. But then, even more importantly, the engineers didn't have experience on using Cursor or the AI tools that they were going to be graded on if the LLMs were effective. So then that confuses the data, because then you have these people who are just new to the tool, so it's a skills issue that they can't decide if actually the LLMs are slowing them down or just that they're noobs to the tool. So that creates a lot of confusion, yet they still release this research. And I don't think any scientist or researcher would say, this is a good study to report and this is fair. If I was going to do this study, I would first focus on, let's get noobs, engineering noobs, people who are maybe 1 or 2 years in the field. I'm not saying noobs like pejorative or something, but you're junior in your career, you're still figuring things out. And then dramatically increase the sample size. And the reason why we're going to do that is because, one, we've seen that LLMs help customer service agents perform as well as customer service agents who have about 6 months to a year of experience. So then if that's true there, we should see the same type of performance bump with newbie engineers. And then compare them to engineers that maybe have 2 or 3 years of experience. Anyways, let me know what you think about this. Talk to you all later. Peace.